What's happening? January 20th, 2021. This is the Grayson land property. So far, this is what the progress is. A couple weeks ago, I had the mulcher come, and the mulcher did this side. I'm at the upper northeast side, and it actually mulched all of this. That line right there, you see, is where the fencing was, and that kind of marks the halfway point in the property. You see all the pink ribbon. That's where I had marked it, where I didn't want him to go beyond it. And then that goes down to the spring that feeds the pond. So we'll just take a quick walk on the property. It's getting kind of late. I just wanted to document what I did so far and what has been done so far. Smells like cedar because all the mulching is from the cedar trees. If you look down there, you might be able to see a little bit of glare from the pond. The pond is right down there. If you see green on the trees, that means save the tree. Here's the fence line right here. These trees are more mature, and it's going to take a little bit to, other than just the mulcher, to get those down. I mean, it'll do it, but it'll take forever. They're probably going to have to cut them down and do something. Everything beyond there is staying natural. I call it the buffer zone. So let's go to the other side. This other side, he had a crew come in, and they had chainsaws, a bobcat, and a chipper. And they would just cut them down and feed them through the chipper. And that's what we're getting ready to get to, that area now. This is still, the mulcher did all this. So as we come over here, this is where they chipped it. Kind of left a mess, if you ask me, but it's definitely going to have to be cleaned up. Sorry about the sun. That's some of the piles they made. They never got a chance to feed it through the chipper, but that's the piles. There's the driveway right there. The pink ribbon is marking the septic field, which they marked at the highest point on my property, which was a complete waste of time. But we won't go there. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take a walk. We're gonna go down, and I want to document what I've done so far. Other than marking this, which was several week process because I had to make a trail because everything was literally that thick. I could not walk through it. It was a mess. And as we come down here, you could see I'm saving quite a few trees. You see some green ribbon. You get to start to see what mulch piles I've made. This is the beginning of it. Everything beyond that, I've cleared. This is buffer zone right here, but then once you get past the little buffer zone down there, we'll go take a little walk. But this is all the stuff I piled up here from down there. I dragged it all. It was a job. A lot of the stuff's pretty big. But anyway, I have it marked. Here's some more stuff. And this stuff is a lot of stickers. This is just all stickers right here. I mean, I don't know how well you can tell, but I mean, that thing, it's a lot. So then it goes all the way over here. I just kind of made a little, you know, I mean, this thing's deep. You know, it goes back quite a ways. And this is just monstrous right here. This is a monster. It's probably at least 15 feet tall. But anyway, that's just some of my mulching. I'll show you all my mulching. The other side, the upper place where I call it, I've been working a lot there. There's the pond. It is still higher than it has been, but it has gone down. There's a couple gates that I took down that were on the property. This is the back side of the dam. I cleared all that. We'll come back that way. I can't stay too long because I don't want it to get dark on us, but this is the dam. So this is another mulch pile over here to the right. Kind of added to a tree that had fallen. This is the smallest mulch pile I have right here. And then you can see the pond right there. And then this looks like a boat ramp. There's a couple rocks. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a couple rocks there, and then there's a trail down there. But we'll go up here, and then when we come back, we'll come back. We'll come back that way. Down there. This is all clear, by the way. This was nothing but stickers, vines, trees. I cleared all this by hand. But that we probably won't walk down there because we're going to come around through the woods. But there's another mulch pile I just made within the last day and a half. I made that, and then I'll just show you down the alleyway of where the pond is. I cleared this trail. I did this morning. Right down there. That goes around the pond. And the guy that's going to mulch, he's supposed to take all the trees out around the pond. I took some out today. But once I finish doing up here, we'll see if I have time to do anything more. But anyway, we're going up to where, anyway, these trees, you can tell I trimmed them up. They were out of control. There was, well, that's vine. Just to get an idea, there's my foot. That's not a big vine. That's a normal sized vine. There's vines that are as big around as my leg. That one's a little bit bigger. Yeah, you can see. But anyway, I have piles full of those things. They're a nightmare. I made this pile today. This is a big mulch pile. This is sitting about where if I get a shed, I mean a little shed, I'll put it here, but this thing is huge. I did all this in one day. All that today. I did all that in one day, and I did half of that. Well, and I added to others, but this was just nothing but today. I ran out of gas. That's coming down. It's actually loose, but that's one of the trees, the type of trees that I call crap trees. So I cleared all this today because of the fact that I'm thinking this was just overgrown with junk, and I wanted to make it clear so if I ever do want to put something here, I can. But I'm walking here. This is I have some old video, some old pictures that probably won't do this justice, but this thing was, you couldn't walk through here. Now you have a view of the pond, which is kind of cool. And you'll have a really good view of the pond once the trees around the pond are cut. So this alleyway right here, I pruned the trees. You couldn't even begin to think about seeing down there because there was dead trees, vines, stickers. I had to cut down a lot of trees because they were destroyed. So here's another mulch pile. Thing's a monster. I think the one I made today is it takes the cake. And then that's not a mulch pile, that's just stickers, but we're gonna walk up here. Here's another mulch pile. This is just from clearing this. This was a fence line. Took all the fencing out. This had chicken wire and barbed wire. Then the fence line went down there, went around the corner, went behind the dam, went around the pond, and up all the way to the street where I first started filming. That's just that side. I'll show you the other side when we get around there. So this is another mulch pile. This area right here, I've just tinkered. So I'm probably gonna have to add some more mulch piles because I gotta cut some trees down. It's a little bit overgrown, and a lot of these trees need to come down because they got killed by vines. But anyway, this is another mulch pile. You can kind of see the trees there. They're getting killed by these vines. It's terrible. They just climb up, attack it, and nice trees, before they get to the point where they're messed up, I try to save them. You can see they're climbing up that tree. I think I got it in time, but that tree's killer. That tree is awesome. My sycamore tree, that thing is cool. That has so many vines up in it. I was able to pull, surprisingly enough, I was able to pull some out, but some of them, as you can see, they're just hanging. I don't know, they're hanging there, and the vines really do a number on these trees. They make them grow weird, they make them die. This is the upper place. This is what I call the upper place. So, you know, when I come back, like that tree is dead. That tree, all that you see up there is vines. It just got taken over. These trees, I haven't had a chance to work over here yet, doing too much. I tinkered, like I said. You can tell by, see, this tree's all cockeyed. Look at all those vines. Those two trees will come down. This poor tree didn't have a chance. The Charlie Brown tree. And then this is another mulch pile. So we're still at the upper place. There's an underground spring over there in the corner. There's another mulch pile I made. You can tell these mulch piles are puny compared to the other ones because I haven't had a chance to really work down here. But right down there, this is where my property is. I don't know if you see the pink ribbon over there. That's the property line, but This creek is on my property and it starts right there. It's an underground spring. So I know I haven't shown this ever before, but it goes down and it feeds. It goes to that. There's a marker over there near that dead tree, that to the right of that dead tree, and then it goes at an angle that way, and that's where we'll walk. But there's my sycamore tree. It's so cool looking. I really like it up here. It's really nice. So this is where I'll be working, trying to clean this up. This is a mess. There was a tree hanging right there. I knocked it down. I just ran out of gas in my chainsaw, so I cut up all that. Probably make another pile right there, and drop some of these trees. Make it halfway decent down here, so I can get a bush hog through here to keep it clean. And some of these trees down here were infested. Well, you can see this one. I haven't got to it yet, but this one's got the green stickers on it. This one has got the green stickers. I'm gonna save that tree, but the stickers will go. This tree's they're kind of goofy looking. That tree's dead. That's coming down. But this is where the fence line was. You can kind of see there. It goes all the way back up there. This was barbed wire and chicken wire. I took all the fencing down, the post down, and then you could see over there, that's the property line. Then it kind of goes at an angle that way, and then that's where we're gonna go. Like I said, I have to clean up some of these trees down here next trip. Can only do so much. I wish I had more time. I'd still be chainsawing until it got dark, but like I said, I ran out of gas and I didn't feel like walking up to the truck and coming back. So I made this trail here. This goes alongside my property line. See the marker, and it goes down to where the creeks are, which is a really cool area. And I made another trail so you could go up that way, and that's where I want to build a shed, and that's where I made that big mulch pile. So we just made a big circle, and then we're going to walk down this trail that I made, going down to where the creeks are. And you could tell I cut a lot of pretty good sized trees. That was another crap tree. If there's a crap tree, I found it and I got rid of it. But you can see the property line. I cleaned all this. This was full of sticks and everything. There's some more poles I ripped out of the ground on the property, and I'm gonna add some poles to my markings. Another crap tree was there, and we got some quartz. That's a quartz rock, quite a bit of quartz rock. And this is where the creeks are. And my property, there's like a confluence down here. This is where my property line ends. That's the creek going into my neighbor's yard. This creek goes up to the pond, and then that creek comes from my property. There's 2 underground springs up there that I will show you. Now, I wouldn't be able to show you this if I didn't clear it, but it took me a long time to clear this. This was a labor of love right here. This all was, you wouldn't be able to see, there was no trail. You wouldn't be able to see anything but green stuff in front of you. The stickers and the vines and the dead trees and the crap trees, everything is horrible. But I made a nice trail here so that you can walk. Now that's the backside of the dam right there. Right there's the backside of the dam. And then there's a rock cropping right there. I cleared that area. Brooke always wants a rock to sit on, so that's a perfect one. That's kind of at the epicenter of the property. And then this trail, I kind of stood at the top of it earlier. You can see my mulch piles over there. This goes up to the upper place. The upper place is up there. And then all along there was barbed wire fence. That was all barbed wire fence. This is where the creek comes out. Well, the overflow for the dam right there. And then we're back to where my gates are. And then I'm going to show you. This is one of my culverts. This culvert goes over to this side of the property. And I made this trail here. That all is buffer zone right there. All that is buffer zone. Up there is Grayson Lane. And all of this is what I call the peninsula, because it is a peninsula between these creeks. And this was so overgrown. I mean, you see some big trees that are dead. They are dead from the vines and the stickers. It's a terrible thing. That right there is remnants of a electric pole, which they had a farm here and they had an electric fence. So it's kind of cool, but right there is an old swing in the tree. You see the chains right there. It's kind of neat. This is a really cool place right here. It's quiet, and you can maybe hear the stream. It's a little waterfall right there. Kind of cool. If you see that little yellow thing on that tree, that is a spike that held the electric fence back in the day. And then that's a dry spring right there. Sometimes it comes out of the ground if it's in a real wet season, but anyway, let's walk over here. This was very, very, very time consuming clearing this. This was a mess. In fact, it took me one whole day to clear this area right here. It was a nightmare. There were so many stickers and vines, and oh, you can see that tree. It's all cockeyed because it had to work its way around all this stuff. Now, this is the buffer zone down there, but you can look down there. That little hole there, that's an underground spring. And then here's another down here. That tree fell down, but it's down there. There's another one. Now all this is my property. This is a buffer zone right here. It's got all kinds of dead trees and stuff. It's pretty neat over there, but I like to keep it for privacy from the road. Now this is a big tree that had fallen. And I'm leaving it so that there's a little bench. There was a big area right here that had barbed wire and fencing, and they had something gated off here. You can still see remnants that my property line were at the edge of it. You can kind of see, you can see the fence post, and I left the fencing on his property. That's my neighbor's property over there. So I didn't take the fencing off of his property, but, and you can see that's his property, this is my property, and I'm leaving that for, like I said, just to sit on. That thing's just way too big to handle, and it's fresh. It's not that old to it's not that rotten, so come over here and just chill out and check out the scenery. So let's go back over here and we'll go over, this is another culvert here, by the way. And we'll go back over here and we'll head back out. But that was just a quick tour of the property and certain things. It's kind of a neat place because it's got different elevations and different things about it, so it's kind of neat. We'll go over here. Like I said, I made this road. You could drive a vehicle here eventually when everything's cleared, but it's kind of a neat little, it seems like it's more than 10 acres. It's only 10 acres, but it seems like it's bigger because of all the different things. There's the pond right there. Right there. And the dam. Overflow right there. The other side of it. And then we're going to walk up here. Well, we came down this way. So why don't we walk up? Well, it's getting dark. We'll just walk up the way we came. I was going to walk around the pond, but that's okay. It's getting dark. We're gonna go up here to the clearing. I remember clearing this little trail here and marking these trees. It seemed like it was forever ago, but I thought that was a lot of work, which it was. Very time consuming. But cutting down some of these trees are a pain. So this is it. This is the clearing. Well, part of it. And I guess hopefully I can finish the upper place and they'll come back and finish mulching this and then mulch all my piles, and I'll be able to put a driveway in, and that would be really nice. That would be real nice to be able to come in here and put a gate up and all that stuff. So I'll end the video now. I'm gonna walk out and call it a day.